Good morning, welcome to Operation Crypto. Went on a stream for a few weeks. I've been busy gallivanting abroad and started a new job, so life's been a bit hectic, but we've got a bit of free time this weekend, so we're going to do a live stream today, tomorrow and Monday, so if you're around, join in. We'll wait for a few people to get in the chat and then we'll crack on. We'll have a look at some Bitcoin analysis. And remember, look for a few indicators, I'll look at the greed and fear index, and then we'll just go through some altcoins. So if you got any projects or any questions you want to fire at me, then drop them in the chat. Like I say, I'll wait for a few people to jump on, and then we'll crack on. So, how's everybody doing today? Let me know where you're all from. Like I say, we'll crack on in a couple of minutes. Raina, how's it doing? Yeah, I've not been on for a while, have I? Tell you what, while we're on, we'll just start off the video by taking a look at the greed and fear. Currently down at 22. For the last month, we've been in extreme fear every single day. So all last month 22, last week up 15. I think last week when we're heading south of 30k, I think people were starting to flap a bit, weren't they? But there's so many calls out there at minute for. I've seen calls for 20k, I've seen calls for 13k, calls for 10k. 10k's down here. I mean, that'd just be ridiculous in my opinion. 10k is a massive area if you look at this region here. But in my opinion, I think that is a bottom around here. We've pretty much hit 29,257 and we've bounced up, haven't we? This line here I've marked up as a potential massive bullish divergence. So let's see if that plays out. I mean, it could say it's all the way from there. It could say that's a potential divergence. But I've just got the trend line set from this peak up here. I mean, it could set it to there. And we had that rejection all the way down to 29,200. And then we've popped back and we have broken above that trend line. We've had a nice daily candle last night. Or should I say, yeah, well, last night, wasn't it? So that peaked up. I think I went to bed, it was around here. Woke up this morning at about 5 o'clock and we did close nicely there. So that was a bullish engulfing candle which pretty much took out, I mean, the last 7-8 days worth of candles. So it's a great candle, that, and hopefully now we can push on towards 35k. Good morning from Melbourne, Pakistan. What token do you think Amazon will go with? I'm not read into that news actually. I've seen a few people talking about it. But I've not quite looked into it yet. So I'll have a look at that on the stream, to be honest. We'll have a look at some news there. But so far this morning's daily candle. Daily candles are different wherever you're from. Like there's a few people from Australia on at the minute. Your daily candles probably are looking a lot different to mine. Yeah, fear is down. Whenever is it? That greed and fear index does give you a good idea when to buy. I mean, buy when there's extreme fear and sell when there's extreme greed, and that's always been a good indicator to look at, to be honest, mate. And that's what I've been doing ever since pretty much around here. I think I've been buying assets. I think I've managed to triple my RSR bag, which has been it's been awesome. Buying RSR at such low levels, but we'll have a look at that soon on some analysis. But in terms of Bitcoin, where we need to go from here, I'm just going to keep this on the daily time frame because I think that's the best one to look at in terms of investment opportunities. What do you think? Will it go down? No, I'm more in favour of push up, to be honest. We've been down to this region so many times, and look how many times we've bounced here. Every time we've got within this 30k region, we've bounced. We've obviously had a few closures within that range, but we've made a really good recovery. What I'm predicting, what I reckon could happen, we've had this breakout now of this downtrend here, so I reckon we may potentially go up, reject off 35k, come back down and retest this bullish engulfing candle and then break through. That's what I'm looking for. I've always been bullish throughout this dip because I just don't think that this major rally that we've had is the end. I think that that's not a top for me. I mean, 3-4 rounded tops there, that doesn't look like it's the peak of a bull market to me. So for me, this was a bit of manipulation. People think the price is going to go a lot higher, so this is a manipulation period, accumulation period, whatever you want to call it, and people are just getting in cheaper. We've had confirmed reports that people have been actually buying BTC, or should I say whales, around these levels. We've had 3 reports, I think 60k BTC, 105k BTC, and I think there was about 90 BTC. So whales are accumulating, and there was a wallet actually that's been dormant from 2018, which actually topped up with 67,000 bitcoins. So that to me is a good sign as well. So I'm bullish. I have been throughout this entire dip, as I just don't think that this cycle is over. There's that good saying that selling may and go away, and that's what could have happened here. I mean, a lot of people could have sold up in May. Summers are notoriously crap for any financial market, so I reckon now people are just starting to come back. And I honestly think that August we're going to start the real rise, and things will start to push on. But remember, I could be wrong, and we could also dump. We could also still come back down and test this 28,700 level, which is the yearly open. And as you can see, there's a lot of support around here. Every time it dropped into this area, it picked that liquidity up and then pushed back up. So for me, I don't think we'll lose that level. But if we did, I think it'd probably come down to this region here at 24k. So that's a bit of a bearish scenario. If we did lose this level, it would be going to that region there. I don't personally think it'll test 20k, but that's just my opinion. Like I say, I don't think this bull cycle is over yet. So that's my thoughts on BTC. Hopefully we can test this 35k region. I think I did tweet that out yesterday. Yeah, posted that yesterday. Have a great weekend. Bitcoin to 35k, so it's looking like it's heading that way now. We're at 33,800. Not far at all off that 35k barrier, which is at EQ. If we manage to flip that 35k to support this weekend, I'd be over the moon. Let's just have a look at this in terms of where we've got to go. Another 3% up to that 35k region, so it's not a massive amount, is it? Morning, Jason. Great to see the bulls coming back. It is. Nothing to get too excited about yet. Like I say, I mean, you could have said that here this was just a relief rally, but we've actually broken out of that downtrend pretty much since the 28th of June. So that's coming up to like 3-4 weeks now. So it's a fair old decent time to break out. But it's too early to say that the bulls are back, in my opinion. We are seeing some bullish price action, but I'm just being a little bit wary at the minute, because I know that as soon as things start turning up, they can soon turn down and we could get a massive wick down here. But I'm more in favour of upside, and I always have been throughout this entire structure that we've been building around here. Like I said, I just don't think it is that time to sell up and wait a few years. Volume low, probably is. Let's have a look. Yeah, volume is low, to be honest. You'll see how much volume Bitcoin is getting. Bitcoin 24 volume, $24 billion. Yeah, it's a lot lower than where it's been, but I'm hoping that picks up soon, to be honest. I can't remember what amount it was at when we was trading down here. Same like that's a daily volume. I mean, we peaked there, didn't we, when we were selling? It's not majorly low, but that, I suppose this daily candle is down here. That's fairly low, but the day is just beginning, so hopefully we can see some volume increase over today. But let's see what goes on there, to be honest, mate. But let's see if we break out of FM. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. You could say that's a massive bullish divergence. But let's wait and see, eh? Let's see what goes on the rest of the day. So that's that covered. Well, let's have a look at Ethereum, which is currently at $2,138. We've finally got back above that that region here. This is that $2,000 liquidity area. As you can see here, we rejected off it a lot, we used it as support and rejected off it a lot, so we just drag that through. Now we have actually flipped that area to support, which is bullish. To be honest, I have got quite a big area here. I mean, this is the central line at 2,300. That is the first area for us to need to get through. That's like pretty much the central line of that range. I mean, it's quite a big range. That's about $1,600 up to 2,900 bucks. It probably could be compressed a lot smaller. I mean, you could even bring the range down there within that range. And if we just bring the EQ down to here, you could say we're pretty much broken above that EQ now. So that's in terms of price action, that's a bullish sign. As long as we stay above this level here now, I think we will go ahead and target 2,400 over the course of the next couple of weeks. And then obviously once we do break that, then we've got to look at this region up here. But for now, that's a no-go. This is the first major area. As long as we are broken above this area, $2,000, and use it as support now, I think things will stay good, and hopefully we can really start to pick up some momentum across the board. If you're looking for some buys on Ethereum, let's just have a quick look in terms of fib levels. I mean, usually the 382 level is a decent level to buy, but that $2,000 I reckon could stand up as some nice support. It depends where this candle goes today. I mean, if we push up there, if you look at that wick there, that could be the top, so we could potentially reject off there. And then that 382 fib is bang on $2,000. So let's see where this candle goes today. If we do go up to 2,195, that could be the area where it rejects, which is a nice candle wick up there. So if you're looking for a potential setup, push up to 2,195, and then we might get a rejection back down to this $2,000 region before then hopefully we go up and target that higher range up there. So that's a potential setup if you're looking for a trade. If the market does stay bullish, then you could look for a long from there, maybe a stop loss around 1,900 bucks. It's around that 618 level, and then go up and target that region. So that's potential long from there at that 382 level at $2,000. So let's see what goes on here. Same here, mate. I mean, you've got to be wary of that drop, haven't you? This, I don't think we're definitely not out of the woods yet. This still could be just a relief rally, like I say. I mean, it's nothing to get too excited about yet, but it is good to see a little bit of green. I think it's nice when you get a bit of bullish sentiment, because looking at Twitter when everything's bearish, it's boring, isn't it? And people don't really enjoy it, do they? Sentiment's massively changed over the course of the last 2 months. Sentiment is massively down. If you go into Google Trends, Bitcoin searches is down, cryptocurrency searches is down, YouTube views are massively down. I mean, if you're looking at concurrent viewers on this stream, there's only 41 people. Take that back 2 months ago, we had a couple of thousand people in, so people aren't quite interested in it yet. But what will happen is eventually when Bitcoin does break out and starts pushing on, inevitably it's going to bring people back. If people sold up, or if people just sat on their hands and disappeared for a few months, they eventually will come back at some stage. So just have to keep cracking on, don't we? Accumulating, dollar cost averaging, and eventually when the bulls come back, people will come back and the price action will return to what it should be. I'm still accumulating Polkadot. I've not bought any recently, but I'm staking, so staking rewards are decent. Not made a massive amount. I don't think even I'll hold a massive amount of yeah, they'll all come back at top more than likely. I'm still here, I'm still bullish, so stick with me, mate. Positive vibes only. Obviously, when we do get something that shows me that there is a potential bear market on the go, obviously I will turn bearish and probably advise people not to be buying shit and just waiting. But for me, I've said it plenty of times, I don't think this is a top. Shall we have a quick look at the stock to flow model? It's not the biggest or the best indicator, because I think if this continued the way it did, I think Bitcoin, after however many years, were like priced at about $3.5 million or $33 million or something like that. So it might work for a short period until it gets to its peak. But who knows, short term it could work out. I mean, if you're looking at this 2013 bull run, it had 2 peaks, and I think that's what's going to happen this time. If you look at these, we had 2 major peaks. We had a major peak here. All these bull runs had major peaks. I mean, if you think that's the peak of this bull run, then good luck to you, because I don't think that bull run is over, and I think we're going to get a nice spike up here towards the end of the year. But let's wait and see. I might not be right. Just a guessing game, isn't it? But that's how I feel about the matter. Right, so is there any projects you want me to cover? Fire them in the chat, or any questions on anything? Let's say fire them in the chat, and we'll go through some assets. If we can dodge any major FUD, expect uptrend to continue. Yeah, too early to say yet, ain't it? I mean, fucking hell, we could get some China FUD back at 35k. If you look at all these wicks here that went above 35k, we had some FUD actually deployed then, and it did bring the price down. Fear brought the market down as well. So for now, no FUD, please. What coins do I hold? I tell you, let me just log into my portfolio. I've got more coins than I actually want, really. So I'm holding VeChain, Zilliqa, Reserve Rights, Polkadot, Ethereum, Turnoa, which is caps. Recently got into one called Meta Hero, which is ticker Hero, which I think is solid. If you're looking to check a project out, go and check that one out. I'm holding Evido. Actually a whale on Evido. It's only a small cap. It's only about $2 million market cap. I think that's going to be solid in future. Got some Pluton. I'll talk about Pluton in a minute, actually. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of it or uses it. We've got Pluton in here, which is Plutus. Basically a card. For every spend you get on normal daily spending, like if you go into the pub and buy pints, which I do most days, you get 3% cash back. Rewards paid in crypto, which is that Pluton token. So I've been stacking that. Again, that's another low cap. I think it's at, let's have a look at market cap. Where is it? It's currently only got a $14 million market cap. So for me, I think this is going to be massive. We've actually having issues at the minute because of that many people have applied for a card. I think they've run out currently. You get a UK sort code and account number and a European IBAN within minutes. So I think you can set an account up now, but they're a bit short on cards. But go ahead and check it out. Earning 3% cash back on daily spends is class. So that's what I'm holding. Probably holding a few more than I should do, but that's life, innit? Any feelings about NFT based games to make it big? Not really looked into NFT games. One thing you could say is that Meta Hero. I think that's going to be big. So this is basically, if you've not looked at it, so this is NFTs in a way, because what you can do is you can put this is a real life scanner which is going to get all over the world. Rob Grin. You go inside it and it takes a 3D scan of you within less than a second, and then you can turn that into an NFT. If we look on, have a look at Rob Grin's Twitter. Basically does that. Turns your body into an NFT, and you can pretty much do what you want with it. So you could use people in games, so that could be an NFT in a game. I think you should go and check it out. It's a decent project. It's got that RFI mechanism, so it is a deflationary asset, which is not the best, but it is capped. So whenever it's currently at 10 billion, you do get staking rewards if you just hold it in your wallet. And that's on the RFI mechanism, and eventually the supply will dwindle down to 100 million, and then that will be the cap, and it won't get any larger or any smaller than that. So yeah, go and check it out. Safe Moon is a rug pull waiting to happen. How the hell have that safe move managed to get verified on Twitter, I do not know. What a mess. I've been meaning to watch Raul Pal actually. He's always got positive things to say. I think he's speaking with the Zilliqa team soon as well, so that's big. Alright, have I come across Pulse Chain? No, I've not, mate. Right, so somebody mentioned Theta, so let's have a look at Theta. Currently at, must have done some tea on this recently, so it's currently at, what's that price there? $5.56. Massive downtrend here, aren't we? This area here is where I marked up for the first area for us to break through, and we're getting up towards that way now, aren't we? Let's change this song because it's doing me tits in. And so that's the first area for us to break through, which it's looking like it's getting up there. If we can turn that area around 570 to support, then I honestly think that we could then target that downtrend and break through it. But so far so good. A lot of coins are bouncing off the lows. If you look at this region here, that was the area liquidity down there. But remember, if we reject off here, let's just have a look in terms of fib levels. Put that fib pretty much in the centre of there, which is around all them wicks. If we come up here and reject and you're looking for some potential buys, move to the upside, rejection, you could be looking at buys at 494 before we then did push on and try and target that that downtrend breakout. But so far it's looking good. We really need to try and target that 583 level before it does push on. Promo letter through a post for Pulse Chain. The actual post at home. Is it a UK project, is it? Raphael Zil or 1. I mean, personally, I'm a massive fan of Zilliqa, but we'll have a look at them both, shall we? I mean, it looks nasty, that chart, doesn't it? I mean, some alts. How much did we drop in terms of levels? Let's have a look. We've done a 80% drop for a project which has been constantly doing updates, constantly growing my ecosystem, and fundamentals are strong. This is just the entire market, well, Bitcoin bringing the market down, dropping that fear into market, and for me, I think this is it. I think it's time to push on now. Still not much of a reaction compared to other assets. If we just look at him 4 hour. What's this bounce saying here? 28% push up so far, not too bad. Let's go back to the daily. First area to look at targeting is around here. Look at all these wicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you couldn't say we're rejecting off an area now. Need to flip this area to support, so we're looking for a break above here. Then if you're looking for potential buys, it'll probably get a rejection back down to support and then push on. But if you're looking for buys, maybe just wait to see what happens over the course of the next few days, because if we do break up, then it's obviously going to come back down, pick up some liquidity and push on. So let's see what goes on with that. In terms of if you're looking to buy in BTC, I mean, that's currently set around weekly support, 190 Satoshis. I'm still expecting BTC dominance to go on a run, actually. If you just look at BTCD, we've pushed up to this region at 46%, and we've used it as a nice level of support now. It's just pretty much tinkering right on that line of support, isn't it? I'm expecting maybe not that high, but I'm potentially seeing BTC going in a bit of a wild run over the course of the next few months, and pushing up towards there, 52%. If that does happen, the BTC pairings on alts will die. And I mean, USDT pairs will look sound, but BTC pairs might look a bit nasty. And if you're looking for buys, I mean, I've marked this level all the way up at 112, 111 sats. Right down there. It might be a little bit high, it's there, isn't it? So we've rejected off there, use support around here. About 116, if BTC does go on a wild run and regain some market dominance. So that's probably an area to look at if the market does go on a bit crazy. Yes, my actual post suggests 1 Pulse Chain and 1 Hex. That's crazy. I've never ever had any crypto mail. That's a bit random. Oh, pull chain made by... What, made by Richard Hart? He's an absolute bellend. Yeah, I'd stay away from that then. I'd stay away from that if it's to do with Richard Hart. It's dodgy as fuck. Watch some videos in it. Watch some interviews with Richard Hart and then make your own decision if you want to buy it. And I'll leave that with you. Anything else we've got to look at actually? Let's just have a look at some charts up top. Meta Hero. Let's just have a look at that. Refresh that chart. Looks like it's on the charge again. See if we can get back up to all-time highs, which was at 1.5 cent. I reckon this is going to be at least 10 cent in the next few months. I know it looks a long way off. 10 cent is up here. But honestly, this project is moving fast. It's only been out less than 30 days. No tier 1 exchanges yet, because as a new project, you have to be trading for at least 30 days before tier 1 even look at you. I think they've got 2 new exchange listings coming Monday. Coin Tiger and some other shitty one, but not special. But eventually, I think this is going to absolutely fly, and I think buying at these prices, honestly, I think it'll be absolutely class in the future. And then another project I'm interested in is this one, Caps Turn Hour. It's actually just made a partnership with Elrond. So look at that. Yeah, that's dropped all the way down to 6.5 cent. That's been up to 23 cent on launch. So this is a very new project as well. So if you're looking for 2 new projects, look at Meta Hero and have a look at Caps. I think you'll be quite intrigued by them. I think the VET will hit $1 by the end of the year. I mean, we're only at 7 cent out. $1 is a long way away. I think we'll create new all-time highs, but I do not think it will get to $1 this year. But I might be wrong. I mean, if a market does return to bullishness, I mean, look at $1 from where we are now. A lot of people as well, I'm not saying this is you, but a lot of people always concentrate on $1 because they like think, right, I might be able to get a million VeChain down here at 20 grand. Let's wait for $1 because it's a nice round number. Never look to target round numbers. If you, for example, want to wait for $1, never sell at $1, sell at about 98, 97 cent. But I think it's a little bit too far of a stretch out, to be honest. I mean, that would be equivalent to around $80 billion in market cap, and that's 1,300% from here. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but I'm more in favour of maybe a 50 to 75 cent target if the bulls do fully return. I know we've still, what is it, July now, we've still got about another half of a year left, so I think that we are going to push on at some stage. Let's just have a look at this chart down here. This is a this is a bit of a fractal I've made here. This is what I reckon is going to happen over the course of the next few years. So this is a trend line pretty much running from October last year. Bounced off it there. This is what I think is going to happen. We're going to bounce up towards that 67k level. Don't look at timings there. I reckon towards maybe November time. We'll get a nice big pullback. People think it's over again, and I think we'll absolutely fly up to 100k. Maybe end of year towards January, February, and then dump back down towards this trend line at around 50k. But let's see. I'm no fucking crystal ball expert, but that's something which I can kind of see happening. So let's keep his eyes on that. He also seemed to admit it was dodgy. Yeah, stay away from that, mate. What are your thoughts on Omi? I've always had mixed signals about this. People are bullish on it, and then people just say it's shizer. it like almost like a rug pull, wasn't it, on way down that. Away from 1.9 dropped like a lead balloon, didn't it? We're close to 90% drop. Yeah, 91% drop. That's a bit savage, right, isn't it? But fundamentally, I've not looked into it. Can't really comment on that, mate. I've actually got Meta Hero sound, mate. I think it'll be good, mate. I really do. All depends on stock markets, what's happening in US stock markets. The dollar as well, actually. Usually when the dollar's doing well, crypto is doing shit. I can see from here, May to now. You never guess what, that's when crypto has been doing pretty much bad. So if you look at that in terms of, let's have a look at maybe 25th to, what are we on daily time frame? To July, that's 44 bars. So let's have a look at BTC, 44 bars going in the past. Yeah, not quite. I mean, we had got major drop before, but it's been going sideways, hasn't it? So if we're going back to the dollar, for me, I think this is going to flip around at some stage. I was looking, these are all lower highs forming, and that was very, very bearish. It's coming up towards that area now. I reckon it's going to reject from here. If the dollar does reject, that'll be good for crypto and good for Bitcoin, because if this slams back down to these regions around here, if you look at that level, this region here, I think the dollar might come back down and test that region, to be honest. Have we got anything lower than that? I mean, you're going way back in past, but the dollar, I can see it dropping like a lead balloon at some stage, and if this did come down into those areas, I mean, down to 89 or 85, I think Bitcoin will be absolutely flying. So let's see if it drops. Not good for the US economy, like, but it's good for Bitcoin. Let's see if that managed to drop. So DYX. And about the DXY. Hex is a pump and pump. I've actually got some Hex in my not many. I got a random airdrop of a Hex about 2 years ago. Still got it. Not worth fucking nothing, but it's there in the wallet. But I'm not a massive fan of it, to be honest, mate. If you like it, then good luck to you. Any other projects you want me to take a look at? I'll do about another 15-20 minutes. Just like so. So I want to have a look at the Amazon news, actually. Amazon preparing to act crypto payments. Now this is a job description for somebody. We're looking for a digital currency and blockchain products lead, which obviously one of the biggest companies in the world would be looking for that. Cryptocurrency sound. Bachelor's degree, blah 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 blah. Don't say anything about crypto here. Oh yeah. Deep understanding of digital cryptocurrency ecosystem and technologies. Obviously, if we're looking to accept crypto payment in the future, I mean, we want something that's fast, a solid project. I mean, you could say they will obviously accept Bitcoin if it comes down to it, but we're obviously going to look at the top 10, top 20 projects, aren't we? I don't think we'll pick anything else outside that. Rob, Chainlink thoughts. In terms of fundamentals, it's everywhere, isn't it? Everyone's wanting to use Chainlink. So we'll put Chainlink on here. Personally, I don't hold it. I think now if I were looking to buy it, I think it'd be a decent level to buy. Never do any TA on this. Only thing that put me off with Chainlink is the amount of funds that the team held and the amount that I've been selling for bloody last few years. I think every week or every month I've been selling something like 500,000 Chainlink. But I've not looked into it properly, so I couldn't really comment on that. I just saw some information about that. I was selling it often, and it put me off it. But in terms of TA, where have we been? Been all the way up to, let's move that up. $52 we've been up to. What we got in terms of supply? $15. So supply 1 billion, circulating supply 400 million. I mean, what could you say? It's going to be at least multiple of that, isn't it? So you'd expect $100 from that. But if you're looking at buys, I just read over marked up. I mentioned somebody, if I were looking for any buys, I'd buy anything under $20, and it were around there. So I think $20 for long-term investment would be decent. Can you have a look at RSR? I say I've tripled my ICT dude at work is very bullish on Chainlink. Well, it's got the Oracle, hasn't it? The Oracle is going to be used in a lot of projects, and I think it will be good in future, yeah. But looking at RSR, I say I've managed to triple my holdings throughout this bearish time. This is what I was looking for last time. So I was looking for a breakout of this downtrend. If you can look at this red line here, that was a downtrend. I was actually looking for buys around here. This is where I bought at 2.1 cent, and then I bought some down at 1.9 cent. So I was looking for this, a breakout, a retest of that downtrend, and then a push up. It did it quite well. It didn't quite get to that region there, but then obviously it rejected again with the entire market. Actually come down to 1.6, which is absolutely fucking mental. And then we've had a nice rise so far. So that TA is now invalid. That downtrend is invalid. Can't believe it went back down to those levels, to be honest, which was around that bottom there back in November last year. So if you managed to buy anything after November, you would have been, or should I say anything, yeah, anything after then, you would have been down now. So hopefully people are going to start earning some more money soon, because it had a bit of a nasty dump, didn't it, that? Uncalled for. I'm looking at 4 hour, it's looking like we've had a nice bounce so far. First target to aim for to gain some bullish momentum is 2.8 cent. I think that's the first region we need to look at. It was that wick there where we rejected. So if we did manage to do a full V-shaped recovery from there, that would be a bullish sign. If you're looking for buys, let's potentially predict that the price is going to go up there over the next few days, and we'll put the fib right in the middle. If you're looking for buys, you could see something, orders getting filled here about 2.3 cent. So you're looking for a push up here. That's what we're looking for, a rejection from there, and then a pullback to here before we do start to push on. So in terms of looking for buys, I'd say this area is decent if we do push up and reject off there. Which indicator using in RSI? So this is a bullish divergence indicator. If you look here, divergence indicator there. Sometimes it works well. I've got 2 on now. Sometimes it works well if you're looking at BTC. It's going to be daily. Usually works better on bigger time frames. As you can see there, we had a bearish divergence. We had quite a few bearish divergences, so we don't always work out. But this one here, we had a bearish divergence and it dropped down to there. Then we had a bullish divergence down here, and it picked up to that price and then rejected off that 41k region. I mean, I've just marked this one up myself as a massive potential bullish divergence. If you look at that wick there, was here, So we have pushed forward so far. So let's see if that acts as a bullish divergence, and see if we can get some continuation and push up to that 35k region. 35k is probably the first region we need to target. Some prediction for C98. What is it? Have you heard how Reef Products is doing? I'm not in their chat, but I'm in their announcement channel. I'm sure about 3 or 4 times a day they have an announcement of a new partnership coming out all the time. So must be doing well. In terms of price action, dog shit. Let's have a bit of a zoom in here. Yeah, get rid of all that. We pretty much bottomed at 1 cent and then we've pushed back up, haven't we? First area yeah. First area we need to target though is around there. If you're looking at it to pretty much accumulate, maybe sell it there, wait for a rejection to buy back in. But really depends how this market swings now, doesn't it? Bitcoin's starting to look a little bit tasty. Nothing too major yet, but it is starting to look good. What do you think, KSM? It's time to buy. We're broke. Can you check? How are you doing, Fern? Can you please summarise what move you think BTC will make next? I'll just go back to BTC in a second after we just looked at KSM. Let's get rid of. Let's have a look. KSM, where have we been in the past? Been up to $623, which is crazy. Parachains are on the way, same as Polkadot. Parachains on the way. So once auctions or parachain slots keep getting filled up, I think this will start growing. I think it's probably bottomed out here. If you look at the trading around that region, $142. I think anything under that red level there, which is 200 bucks, I think that's a solid buy. Remember, these could still come down. I mean, you got an area. If you look at that wick there, rejection, and then 4 rejections there. So if BTC does take a swing down, then alts will obviously follow, and you could look at around 120. So just keep your eyes on that level, but also keep your eyes on BTC. So my thoughts on BTC, just to summarise: potential massive bullish divergence here, but who knows? We have had a breakout. I mean, if you look at this region down here, what the fuck am I doing there? So if you look at this region here, we've bounced here. We've bounced here, we've bounced here again. Every time we're coming down towards that 30k region, it's picking up liquidity, then it's bouncing, isn't it? Every time it's getting stronger and stronger. So this down here, we're looking at that 35k region. Every time we broke above 35k, we had some FUD which brought us down, didn't it? Oh, fucking hell. He's got a scammer in. Yeah, so every time we've bounced, every time we've got to 35k, it's rejected. We've actually had FUD around this area deployed. If you look then and that point, we had some FUD, China FUD, Elon Musk shite. There was things that just kept bringing us below 35k region. If you're looking at this now, we have broken out of this downtrend, and so far it's looking okay for me. It's nothing too major yet, but last night's closure was a bullish engulfing candle, which pretty much took out all of these candles around here, so that's a good sign. At some stage we was going to bounce, but volume is quite low, so that's to be wary about. But for me, I think we might potentially push up to 35k this weekend, which I said yesterday. I think we'll push up, maybe get a rejection at 35k, come back down to this region here about 32,500, and then push on. I think if we manage to get to 35k, we probably will reject, because we rejected every other time. But if we flipped at support, that would be a very bullish indicator for me, because we've regained that central EQ, which is that range bound line. So if we did flip that to support, then I think end of July leading into August, I think we'll really start to push on and target our 41k region in August at some stage. So that's my thoughts on that. I was just saying as well, the DXY, the DXY, the dollar, that's been doing well over the course of the last 44 bars. So that's pretty much going back to 25th of May. So that's been doing well. I reckon this is going to turn over soon, maybe over the course of the next few weeks. I think it's going to come up, it's going to reject, and I think it's going to come down. If this happens, Bitcoin will start to fly, because every time the dollar's doing well, Bitcoin's doing shit, and vice versa. So I'm hoping at some stage the dollar dies and Bitcoin grows, and I think that's we're going to see that happening soon, in my opinion. Yeah, am I gone? Price prediction on Shiba? You really don't want to know my price prediction on Shiba, to be honest, mate. I'm not a fan of meme coins. I prefer blockchains which are got solid fundamentals, not fucking dogs. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a big fan of it like that. Can you please explain how to use fibs? If you go onto my YouTube page, click on playlists, go to lessons, and then if you look on the right hand side here, look at Fibonacci retracement indicator, how to use it. I've done a lesson there, about 11 minutes long. I've also there's a lesson there on how to use support and resistance levels. If you're looking to find out which wallet to use for a different asset, have a look there as well. So I've got 4 lessons on there. I'm actually looking to expand these lessons and get a nice playlist of different lessons. So if there's any lessons you'd like me to put in there, drop them in comments of this video, or jump into my Telegram group, which is a Crypto Troops. I'll put a link in. If you're not in my Telegram group, I'll drop a link there. So that's my Telegram group. Jump in that if you've got any questions or any lessons you want me to bang in this, then let me know. And are you still bullish on one? I've never actually held one, mate. I've just done price analysis because people like it. I mean, if it's a decent asset and fundamentals have not changed since we've had this massive drop, then you would be still bullish, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm bullish on all the assets I've bought long term. If it drops lower, that's nothing to do with the project. That's just due to market sentiment and manipulation. So for me, I'm just bullish. Yeah, I'm long term bullish on all cryptocurrency. So I mean, people might fucking say, "Oh, he's bullish all the time," but I just think positive vibes only. To be honest, mate. DYX. Opinions on RSR, mate. I'll say I did some price analysis earlier on. I'm bullish on RSR. I think it's massive. Targeting my hyperinflation in poor countries around the world is going to be massive. I've managed to grow my bag on this dip. Bought some at 2.1 cent. I bought some at 1.9 cent. So all in all, doing well with that. So we'll look actually how much am I holding. It's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th biggest holding reserve rights. And in tank. Is it having a breakout? ESDL. So look. Actually, is that on here? We've got Qcoin chart. Not much data on this, but I mean, if you're looking at most assets having a little breakout, and that's just because Bitcoin's pulling it up, isn't it? I bought some more last month. I can't remember how much I bought it. I think I bought it around here, and then it fucking dumped all the way down to 0.9 cent. Oh, I should say 9 cent. But yeah, 14 cent. It's been up to 170 that. I don't think it's on this chart, is it? No. Qcoin's fairly new listing. But yeah, it's looking good so far. In terms of a rise, how much we had since the bottom. 47% up if you manage to buy some down there then. Decent. I'm bullish on that Rune even though they got hacked. I've never looked into Rune, mate, so I can't really comment on that. Right, I think that's going to do it for today anyway. Fingers crossed BTC can push up to that 35k region. So far it's looking okay. I think either around this region or here we're going to get a rejection at some point, but I can't see it being too heavy. But who knows, we might just blast right through it. It depends how market swings. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to finish this stream up. And then I'm going to do another price analysis video. I might do it on RSR, and I'll push it out in a few hours. So yeah, if you're new to this channel, please make sure that you do smash that like button. Make sure that you are subscribed, and I will catch you tomorrow morning for another stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in, really appreciate it.